that all hunt after in their lives, live registered upon our brazen tombs, and then grace us in the disgrace of death, when, spiked cormorant devouring time, the endeavor of this present breath will buy that honor that shall bait his sigh's keen edge and make us heirs of all eternity. Therefore, brave conquerors, for so you are, that war against your own desires and the huge army of the world's affections, our late headed shall strongly stand in force. Navarre shall be the wonder of the world. Our court shall be a little academe, still and contemplative in living art. You three, Baron Maine and Longueville, my fellow scholars, have sworn for 3 years' term to live with me, and to keep those statutes which are recorded in this schedule here. Your oaths are passed, and now subscribe your names, that his own hand may strike his honor down that violates the smallest branch herein. If you are armed to do as sworn to do, subscribe to your oaths, and keep it too.
I am resolved. 'Tis but a 3 years' fast. The mind shall banquet, though the body pine. Fat paunches have lean pates, and dainty bits make rich the ribs, but bankrupt quite the wits.
My loving lord, Dumaine is mortified. The grosser manner of these world's delights he throws upon the gross world's baser slaves. To love, to wealth, to pomp, I pine and die, with all these living in philosophy.
So much, dear liege, I have already sworn. That is, to live and study here 3 years. But there are other strict observances, as not to see a woman in that term, which I hope well is not enrolled there, and to sleep but 3 hours in the night, and not be seen to wink of all the day, when I was wont to make no harm of night, and make a dark night too of half the day, which I hope is not enrolled there. Now these are barren tasks, too hard to keep. Not to see ladies, study, fast, not sleep.
Your oath is passed to pass away from these.
Let me say no, my liege, if you please. I only swore to study with your grace, and stay here in your court for 3 years' space.
You swore to that, Baron, and to the rest.
Why, yea and nay, sir, then I swore in jest. What is the end of study? Let me know.
Why that to know, which else we should not know.
Things hidden barred, you mean, from common sense?
Aye, that is study's godlike recompense.
Come on, then. I will swear to study so. To know the thing I am forbid to know, as thus. To study where I well may dine, when at feast expressly am forbid. Or study where to meet some mistress fine, when mistresses from common sense are hid. Or keeping oath, study to break it, and not break my troth. If study's gain be thus, and this be so, study knows that which yet it doth not know. Swear me to this, and I will ne'er say no.
These be the stops that hinder study quite, and train our intellects to vain delight.
Why, all delights are vain, that most vain which pain purchase doth inherit pain, is painfully to pore upon a book to seek the light of truth, while truth the while doth falsely blind the eyesight of his book. Light seeking light, doth light of light beguile. So where you find more light and darkness lies, your light grows dark by losing of your eyes. Study me how to please the eye indeed, by fixing it upon a fairer eye, who dazzling so, that light shall be his heed, and give him light that he was blinded by. These earthly godfathers of heaven's lights, that give a name to every fixed star, have no more profit of their shining nights than them that walk, and what not what they are.
How well he's read to reason against reading.
Proceeded well to stop all good proceeding.
Well, sit you out. Go home, Baron. Adieu.
No, my good lord, I have sworn to stay with you. And though I have for barbarism spoke more than for that angel knowledge you can say, yet confident I'll keep what I have sworn by the penance of each 3 years' day. Give me the paper, let me read the same.
Oh, well, this yielding rescues thee from shame.
Item, that no one shall come within a mile of my court. Had this been proclaimed 4 days ago. Now let's see the penalty. On pain of losing her tongue? Who devised this penalty?
Marry, that did I.
Sweet lord, and why?
To fright them hence with that dread penalty.
Dangerous law against gentility. Item, if any man be seen to talk with a woman within the term of 3 years, Ye shall endure such public shame as the rest of the court can possibly devise. This article, my liege, yourself must break. For well you know here comes an embassy, the French king's daughter, with yourself to speak, a maid of grace and complete majesty, about surrender of Aquitaine, her decrepit, sick, and bedrid father. Therefore this article is made in vain, or vainly comes the admired princess hither.
What say you, lords? Why, this was quite forgot.
So study evermore is overshot. Well, it doth study to have what it would, it doth forget to do the thing it should.
We must of force dispense with this decree. She must lie here on mere necessity.
Necessity will make us all forsworn 3,000 times within these 3 years' space. For every man with his effects is born, not by might, master, but by special grace. If I break faith, this word shall speak for me. I am forsworn on mere necessities. And to the laws at large I write my name, and he that breaks them in the least degree stands in attainder of eternal shame. Suggestions are to others to me, but I believe although I seem so low, I'm the last that will last keep his oath. But is there no quick recreation granted?
Aye, that there is. Our court, you know, is haunted with a refined traveler of Spain. A man in all the world's new fashion planted who had a mint of phrases in his brain. One whom the music of his own vain tongue doth ravish like enchanting harmony. A man of compliments, whom right and wrong have chosen as umpire of their mutiny. This child of fancy that our motto height, for interim to our study shall relate in high-born words the work of many a night from tawny Spain lost in the world's debate. How you delight, my lords, I know not, but I protest, I love to hear him lie.
Our motto is a most illustrious wight, a man of fiery words, fashion's own knight.
Starve the swain, and he shall be our sport. And so to study, 3 years is but short.
Which is the Duke's own person?
With this fellow what wouldst?
I myself reprehend his own person, for I am his grace's Tharborough. But I would see his own person in flesh and blood.
This is he.
Signor Arm commends you. There is villainy abroad, this letter will tell you more.
So the contempt thereof are as touching me.
A letter from the magnificent Armado.
How low swell the matter, I hope in God for high words.
A high hope for a low heaven, God grant us patience.
To hear or forbear laughing?
The matter is to me, sir, as concerning Jacquinetta. The matter of it is, I was taken in the manner.
In what manner?
In manner and form following, sir. All those 3, I was seen with her in the manor house, sitting with her upon the form, and taken following her into the park, which is when put together in manner and form following. As for the manner, it is the manner of a man to speak to a woman. For the form, in some form.
Will you hear this letter with attention?
As we would hear an oracle.
Such is the simplicity of man to hearken after the flesh.
Great deputy, the welcomes of Ice Grant and sole dominator of Navarre, my soul's earth's god and body's fostering patron.
Not a word of start yet.
So it is.
It may be so, but if he say it is so, he is, in telling true, but so.
Peace.
Be to me, and every man that dares not fight.
No word.
Of other men's secrets, I beseech you.
So it is. Besieged with sable-colored melancholy, I did commend the black oppressing humor to the most wholesome physic of thy health-giving air, and designed the gentleman. Betook myself to walk. The time when, about the 6th hour, when beasts most graze, birds best peck, and men sit down to that nourishment which is called supper. So much for the time when. Now for the ground which I walked upon. It is yclept thy part. Then to the place where I did encounter that obscene and preposterous event, the drawed from my snow-white pen the ebon-colored ink which here thou viewest, beholdest, surveyest, or seest, but to the place where it standeth north, northeast, and by east from the west corner of thy curious knotted garden. There I did see that low-spirited swain, that base minnow of thy mirth,
Me?
that unlettered, small-knowing soul,
Me?
that shallow vessel,
Still with me.
which, as I remember, hight Castard,
Oh, me.
sorted and consorted, contrary to thy established and proclaimed canon and continent edict, which with, oh with, but with this, I passion to say wherewith,
With a wench.
with the child of our grandmother Eve, a female, or for thy more sweet understanding, a woman. Him I, as my ever-esteemed duty pricks me on, have sent thee to receive the meed of punishment by thy sweet grace's officer, Anthony Dull, a man of good repute, carriage, bearing, and estimation.
Me and shall please you, I'm Anthony Dull.
For Japanetta, so is the weaker vessel called, which I apprehended with the aforementioned swain. I keep her as the vessel of the law's fury, and shall at the least of thy sweet notice bring her to trial. Thine in all compliments of devoted and heart-burning heat of duty. Don Adriano, dear mother.
This is not so well as I looked for, but the best that ever I heard.
Aye, the best for the worst. But what say you, Sirrah?
Sir, I confess the wench.
Did you hear the proclamation?
I do confess much the hearing of it, but little of the marking of it.
It was proclaimed a year's imprisonment to be taken, the wench.
I was taken with none, sir. I was taken with the damsel.
It was proclaimed, damsel.
She was no damsel neither. She was a virgin.
It is so very too, for it was proclaimed virgin.
If it were, I deny her virginity. I was taken with a...
This maid will not serve your turn, sir.
This maid will serve my turn, sir.
Sir! I will pronounce your sentence. You shall fast a week on bread and water.
I had rather pray a month with mutton and porridge.
Donna Waddle shall be your keeper. My lord Rome seemed delivered o'er, and go we lords to put in practice that which each to other hath so faithfully sworn. What?
My head to any good man's hat, these oaths and laws will prevent idle scorn. Sierra, come on.
I suffer for truth, sir. For truth was, I will take with Jacqueline, and Jacqueline is a true girl. Therefore, welcome the sour cup of prosperity. Affliction may one day smile again, and till then, sit thee down, sorrow.
What sign is it when a man of great spirit grows melancholy?
A great sign, sir, that he would look sad.
Sadness is one and the self-same thing, dearie.
No, no, Lord, sir, no.
How canst thou part sadness and melancholy, my tender juvenile?
Frustration of the working mind, tough signor.
Why, Signor?
Why tender juvenile?
I spoke it tender juvenile as a congruent epithet appertaining to thy young days, which we shall nominate tender.
And I, tough signor, as an impertinent title to your old time, which we may name tough.
Pretty and that.
How mean you, sir? I pretty, and my saying after I act, and my saying pretty.
Thou pretty because little,
Little pretty because little. Wherefore act?
and therefore act because quick.
Speak you this in my praise, master?
And your condign praise.
I would praise an eel with the same praise.
What? But the meal is indeed.
And that an eel is quick.
I do say, thou art quick in answers, thou heedest my flood.
I am answered, sir.
I love not to be crossed.
He speaks the mere contrary. Crosses love, not him.
I have promised to study 3 years with the Duke.
You may do it in an hour, sir.
Impossible.
How many is one thrice told?
I made a reckoning. It filleth the spirit of a tapster.
You are a gentleman and a gamester, sir.
I confess both. They are both the varnish of a complete man.
Then I am sure you know how much the sum of due ace amounts to.
It doth amount to 1 more than 2.
Which the base vulgar to call 3.
True.
Why then, sir, is this such a piece of study? Now here is 3 studied ere you'll thrice wink. And how easy it is to put years to the word 3, and study 3 years in 2 words? The dancing horse will tell you.
A most fine figure.
To prove you a cipher.
I will hereupon confess. I am in love. And as it is base for a soldier to love, so am I in love with a base wench. If drawing my sword against the humor of affection could deliver me from the reprobate thought of it, I would take desire prisoner and ransom him to any French courtier for a ill-devised courtesy. I think scorn to sigh. Methinks I should elsewhere coop it. Comfort me, boy.
Hercules, master.
Oh, sweet Hercules. More authority, my dear boy, name more. And sweet my child, let them be men of good repute and carriage.
Samson, master. He was a man of good carriage, great carriage, for he carried the town gates on his back, like a porter. And he was in love.
Well-knit Samson, strong jointed Samson. I do excel thee in my rapier as thou dost excel me in carrying gates. For I am in love too. Who was his love?
A woman, master?
It's not very bad. Between the beggar and the king.
The world was guilty of a ballad some 3 ages since, but I think now it's not to be found. Or if it were, it would neither serve for the writing nor the tune.
I will have that newly writ over, that I may example my digression by some mighty precedent. I do love that country girl I took in the park. But writing of eyeing closely. She deserves well.
To be whipped. And yet a better love than my master.
Sing, boy. My spirit grows heavy in love.
And that's a great marvel, loving a light wench.
I say sing.
For where to this company be passed?
Sir, it is the king's pleasure that you keep Costard safe. You must suffer him to take no delight nor no penance, but he must fast for 3 days a week. As for this damsel, I must keep her at the park. She is allowed for the day woman. Fare you well.
I do betray myself with blushing. Maid,
Man,
I will visit thee at the lodge.
that's hereby.
I know where it is situated.
Lord, how wise you are.
I will tell thee wonders.
With that face.
That I love thee,
So I heard you say.
and so farewell.
Fair weather after you.
Come, Jacquinetta, away.
Billy, thou shalt pass for thy offences, there thou be pardoned.
Well, so I hope when I do it, I shall do it on a full stomach.
Thou shalt be heavily punished.
I'm more bound to you than your fellows, but they are but lightly rewarded.
Take away.
Come, you transgressing slave, away!
Let me not be pent up. I will fast being loose.
Now, thou being fast and loose, thou shalt to prison.
If ever I do see the merry days of desolation that I have seen, some shall see.
What shall some see?
Nay, nothing, Master Monk, but what they look upon. It is not for prisoners to be too silent in their words, and therefore I will keep quiet. I thank God that I have as little patience as another man, and therefore I will say nothing.
I do affect the very ground, which is base, or her shoe, which is basic, guided by her foot, which is basest. Don't tread. Thy will be forsworn, and that is a great argument of falsehood if I love. For how can that be true love which is falsely attempted? Love is a familiar, love is an evil, there is no evil angel but love. Yet was Samson so tempted, and he had an excellent strength, yet was Solomon so seduced, and he had a very good wit. Cupid's butt-shaft is too hard for Hercules' cloak, and therefore too much odds for a Spaniard's rapier. His disgrace is in being called boy, his glory to subdue men. Adieu valor, rust rapier, be still ground. For your manager is in love, yea, he loveth. Assist me some extempore god of rhyme, for I will sing sonnet. Devise wit, write pen, for I am in whole volumes in folio.
Now, madam, summon up your dearest spirits. Consider who the king your father sends, to whom he sends, and what's his embassy. Yourself, held precious in the world's esteemed, parley with the sole inheritors of all perfections that man may owe, matchless Navarre. The plea of no less weight than Aquitaine, a dowry for a queen. Be now as prodigal in all dear grace as nature was in making graces dear when she did starve the general world beside and prodigally gave them all to you.
Good Lord, Boyer, my beauty, nobody needs not the painted flourish of your praise. Beauty is bought by judgment of the eye, not uttered by base sale of chapmen's tongues. I am less proud to hear you tell my worth than you much willing to be counted wise in spending your wit in the praise of mine. But now to task the task, you good Boyer, you are not ignorant. All telling fame doth noise abroad. Navarre hath made a vow, till painful study shall outwear 3 years, no woman may approach his silent court. Therefore, 'tis the within needful course before we enter his forbidden gates to know his pleasure. And on that behalf, bold of your worthiness, we single you as our best moving fair solicitor. Tell him the daughter of the King of France, on serious business, craving quick dispatch, importunes personal conference with his grace. Haste. Signify so much will we attend like humble-visaged suitors, if I will.
Proud of employment, willingly I go.
All pride is willing, pride, and yours is so. Who are the votaries, my loving maids, that are vow fellows with this virtuous duke?
Lord Longueville is one.
Know you the man?
I know him, madam. At a marriage feast between Lord Perigord and the beauteous heir of Jake's Falconbridge, solemnized in Normandy, saw I this Longueville, a man of sovereign parts he's esteemed, well fitted in arts, glorious in arms, nothing comes to know that he would well. The only soil on his fair virtue's gloss, if virtue's gloss will stain with any soil, is a sharp wit, matched with too blunt a will, whose edge hath power to cut, whose will still wills it should none spare that come within his power.
A merry mocking lord, belike. Is so.
They say so most, but most his humors know.
Such short-lived wits do wither as they grow. Who are the rest?
The young Dumaine, a well-accomplished youth, of all that virtue loved, for virtue loved, most power to do most harm, least knowing ill. For he hath wit to make an ill shape good, and shape to win grace, though he had no wit. I saw him at the Duke Alençon's once, and much too little of that good I saw is my report to his great worthiness.
Another of these students at that time was there with him, if I have heard it true. Roan they call him, but a merrier man within the limit of becoming mirth. I never spent an hour's talk withal. His eye begets occasion for his wit, for every object that the one doth catch, the other turns to a mirth-moving jest, which his fair tongue conceits expositor, delivers in such apt and gracious words that aged ears turn truant at his tales, and younger hearings are quite ravished, so sweet and voluble is his discourse.
God bless my ladies. Are they all in love? Let every one her own have garnished it with such bedecking ornaments of praise.
Here comes Boyer.
Now what is business, Lord?
Navarre had notice of your fair approach, and he and his competitors in oath were all addressed to meet you, gentle lady, before I came. Marry, thus much I have learnt. He rather means to lodge you in the field, like one that comes here to besiege his court, than seek a dispensation for his oath to let you enter his unpeopled house. Here comes Navarre.
Fair princess, welcome to the court of Navarre.
Fair, I give you back again, and welcome I have not yet. The roof of this court is too high to be yours, and welcome to the wide fields too base to be mine.
You shall be welcome, madam, to my court.
Conduct me thither.
Hear me, dear lady. I have sworn an oath.
Our Lady help my lord will be forsworn.
Not for the world, dear madam, on my will.
While will shall break it. Will and nothing else.
Your ladyship is ignorant what it is.
For my lord so is ignorance the wise, for now his knowledge must prove ignorance. Grace hath sworn out heaven to 'Tis deadly sin to keep that oath, my lord, and sin to break it. But, pardon me, I am too sudden bold to teach a teacher ill beseemeth me. Vouchsafe to read the purpose of my coming, and suddenly resolve me in my suit.
Madam, I will, if suddenly I may.
You will the sooner that I were away, for you'll prove perjured if you make me stay.
Did not I dance with you in Brabant once?
Did not I dance with you in Brabant once?
I know you did.
How needless was it then to ask the question?
You must not be so quick.
'Tis long of you that spur me with such questions.
Your wit's too hot. It speeds too fast, 'twill tire.
Not till it leave the rider in the mire.
What time of day?
The hour that fools should ask.
Now, fair befall your mask,
Fair fall the face it covers.
and send you many lovers.
Amen. So you be none.
Madame, your father here doth intimate the payment of 100,000 crowns, being but the one half of an entire sum disbursed by my father in his wars. But say that he, or we, as neither have, received that sum, yet there still remains unpaid 100,000 more, in surety of which one part of Aquitaine is bound to us, although not valued to the money's worth. If then the king your father would but restore that one half which is unsatisfied, we would hold fair friendship with his majesty, and give up our right in Aquitaine. But that it seems he little purposeth, for here he doth demand a payment of 100,000 crowns, and not demands upon payment to have his title live in Aquitaine, which me much rather had depart withal, and have the money by our father then, than Aquitaine so gelded as it is. Dear princess, were not his request so far from reason's yielding, your own fair self should make a yielding against some reason in my breast, and go well satisfied to France again.
You do the king my father too much wrong, and wrong the reputation of your name, and so unsee me to confess receipt of that which hath so faithfully been paid.
I do protest I never heard of it. And if you prove it, I'll repay it back, or yield up Aquitaine.
We rest your word. Well, yea, you can produce acquaintances for such a sum from special officers of Charles's father.
Satisfy me so.
So please your grace, the packet is not come where that and other specialties are bound. Tomorrow you shall have sight of it.
It shall suffice me. At which interview, all liberal reason I will yield unto. Meantime, receive such welcome at my hand as honor without breach of honor may make tender of to thy true worthiness. You may not come, fair princess, in my gates, but here without you shall be so received, that you shall deem yourself lodged in my heart, although who denied fair harbor in my house? Your own good thoughts excuse me, and farewell. Tomorrow we will visit you again.
Sweet health and fair desire, so your grace.
Thy own wish I be in every place.
Lady, I will commend thee to mine own heart.
Pray, do my commendations. I would be glad to see it.
I would you heard it groan,
Is the fool sick?
sick at the heart.
Alack, let it blood.
Will that do it good?
My physic says I.
Will you prick it with your eye?
No point. With my knife.
And God save thy life.
And yours from long living.
I cannot stay Thanksgiving.
Sir, I know a word. What lady is that saying?
The heir of Allenson, Catherine her name.
Oh, a gallant lady, monsieur. Very well.
I beseech you a word. What is she in the white?
A woman sometimes, and you saw her in the light.
Sheds light in the light, I desire her name.
She hath but one for herself. To desire that were a shame.
Pray you, sir, whose daughter?
Her mother's, I have heard.
Blessing on your beard.
Good sir, be not offended. She is an heir of Falconbridge.
Nay, my color is ended. She's a most sweet lady.
Not unlike, sir, that may be. What's her name in the cap? Rosaline, by good hap. Is she wedded or no? To her will, sir, or so. You are welcome, sir. Adieu. Farewell to me, sir, and welcome to you.
That last is Barone, the merry madcap lord. Not a word with him but a jest.
And every jest but a word.
It was well done of you to take him at his word.
I was as willing to grapple as he was to board.
Two hot sheeps married.
And wherefore not ships? No sheep, sweet land, unless we feed upon your lips.
You sheep and I pasture, shall that finish the jest?
So you grant pasture for me?
Not so, gentle beast. My lips are no common, though several they be.
Belonging to whom?
To my fortunes, and me.
Good wits will be jangling, but gentles agree. The Civil War wits were much better used on Navarre and his bookmen. For here 'tis abused.
If my observation, which very seldom lies, of the heart still rhetoric disclosed in eyes, deceive me not now, Navarre is infected.
With what?
With that which we lovers entitle affected.
Your reason.
Why, all his behaviors did make them retire to the court of his eye, peeping through desire. His heart like an agate with your printing pressed, proud in his form, in his eye, pride expressed. His tongue all impatient to speak, and not see, did stumble in haste in his eyesight to be. All senses to that sense did make their repair, to feel, only looking on the fairest of fair. Methought all his senses were locked in his eye, like jewels in crystal for some prince to buy, who, tendering their worth from where they were glassed, did point you to buy them along as you passed. His face's own margin did quote such amazes, that all eyes saw his eyes enchanted with gazes. I'll give you Aquitaine and all that is his, and you give him for my sake but one loving kiss.
Count Ramirez, Boyer is disposed.
But to speak that in words which his eye hath disclosed, I only make a mouth of his eye by adding a tongue which I know will not lie.
Thou art an old love-monger and speakest skillfully.
He is Cupid's grandfather and learns news of him.
Then was Venus like her mother, for her father is but grim.
Do you hear, my mad wenches?
No.
What then do you see?
Why are we to be gone?
You are too hard for me.
Go, send him Mitzvahs. Take this key and give enlargement to the swing. Bring him past the hither. You must carry me your letter.
Master, will you win your love with a French brawl?
What meanest thou, brawling in French?
No, my complete master, but to jig off a tune at the tongue's end. Canary to it with your feet. Humor it by turning up your eyelids. Sigh a note and sing a note. Sometimes through the throat, as if you'd swallowed love with singing love. Sometimes through the nose, as if you'd snuffed up love by smelling love. With your hat, penthouse-like over the shop of your eyes. Your arms crossed over your thin-bellied doublet like a rabbit on a spit. Or your hands in your pockets like a man after the old painting. These are fashions, these are humors, these betray nice wenches. That would be betrayed without these, and make them men of note, do you know me? That most are affected to these.
How hast thou purchased this experience?
By a penny of my observation.
But thou,
The hobby horses forgot.
callest thou my love of yours?
A hobby horse is but a colt, and your love perhaps a hackney. But have you forgot your love?
I had.
Negligent student, learn her by heart.
By heart and in heart, my boy.
And doubt of heart, all these three I will prove.
What wilt thou prove?
On
a man if I live, but by, in, and without, all in an instant. By heart you love her because your heart cannot come by her. In heart you love her because your heart is in love with her. And out of heart you love her, being out of heart that you cannot enjoy her.
Name all these three.
And 3 times as much, and yet not blame at all.
Let's treat it this way. I must employ him in a letter to my love.
A message well sympathized. A horse to the ambassador for an ass.
What sayest thou?
Marry, sir, you must send the ass upon the horse, for it is very slow-gated. But I go.
The way is but short, the way.
As swift as lead, sir.
Thy meaning, pretty ingenious, is not lead a metal, heavy, dull, and slow.
Minimum, honest master. Or rather, master, no.
I say lead is slow.
You are too swift in saying so, as that lead slow, which is fired from a gun.
Sweet smoke of rhetoric. He reputes me a cannon, and the bullet that's he. I shoot toward the swing.
Thumbs then, I flee.
A most acute juvenile. For a bullet, free of grace. By thy arms, sweet love, I must find thy face. Most rude melancholy. Valor gives thee place. May you deserve time. Sir officer, I will enfranchise thee, setting thee at liberty, and freedom in thy person. Thou art immured, restrained, captivated.
Oh, true, true. And now you will be my purgation and let me loose.
I will give thee that liberty, setting thee from doors, and, in lieu thereof, impose on thee nothing but this. Bear the significant to the country maid half a letter. There is remuneration, for the best word of mine honor is in rewarding my dependents. More? Sorry.
Now will I look to his remuneration. Remuneration? Oh, it's the Latin word for 3 farthings. 3 farthings? Remuneration. What's the price of a single? 1 penny. No, I'll give you a remuneration. Here it says, remuneration. It's a fairer word than French crown. I shall never buy and sell out of this word.
Oh, my good name is Star, exceedingly well matched.
Tell you, sir, how much carnation ribbon may a man buy for a remuneration?
What is a remuneration?
Marry, sir, half penny farthing.
Why, then 3 farthing worth of silk.
I thank your worship. God be with you.
Stay, slave, I must employ thee. As thou wilt win my favor, good my name, do one thing for me that I shall entreat.
When would you have it done?
This afternoon.
Well, I will do it, sir. Fare you well.
Thou knowest not what it is.
I shall know, sir, when I have done it.
Why, villain, thou must know first.
I shall come to your worship tomorrow morning.
It must be done this afternoon. Hark, slaves, but this. The princess comes down here in the park, and in her train there is a gentle lady. When tongues speak sweetly, then they name her name, and Rosalind, they call her. Ask for her, and see that you commend this sealed up counsel to her white hand. There's thy garden, go.
Garden, most sweet garden. Better than remuneration. 11 pence farthing better. Most sweet garden. Oh, well, I will do it, sir, in print. Garden remuneration.
And I, forsooth in love. I that have been love's wit, a domineering pedant o'er the boy than whom no mortal so magnificent, this wimpled, whining, purblind, wayward boy, this senior, junior, giant, dwarf, Dan Cupid, regent of love rhymes, lord of folded arms, anointed sovereign of sighs and groans, dread prince of plackets and king of cod pieces, sole engraver and great general of trotting paraders. Oh, my little heart. And I, to be a corporal of his field and wear his colors like a tumbler suit. What? I love, I sue, I seek a wife. Nay, to be perjured, which is worst of all. And among 3 to love the worst of all. A whitely wanton with the velvet brow, 2 pitchballs stuck in her face for eyes. And I to watch for her, to sigh for her, to pray for her. go to is a plague imposed by Cupid for my neglect of his almighty, dreadful little might. Well, I will love, write, sigh, pray, sue, and groan. Some men must love Lady, and some Joan.
Well, ladies, today we shall have our dispatch. On Saturday we return again to France. Then, Forrester, my friend, where's the bush that we must stand and play the murderer in?
Upon the edge of yonder coppice, a stand where you may make the fairest shoot.
I think, my beauty, I am fair that shoot, and thereupon thou speakest the fairest shoot.
Pardon me, madam, for I meant not so.
What? First praise me, and again say no. Oh, short-lived pride, not fair? Alas,
Yes, madam, fair.
nay, never paint me now, where fair is not, praise cannot mend the brow. Here, good my glass, take this for telling true. Fair praise for foul words is more than due.
Nothing but fair, madam, is that which you inherit.
See, my beauty will be saved by merit, but come below. Now mercy goes to kill, which shooting well is then accounted ill. Thus will I save my credit in the shoot. Not wounding, pity would not let me do it. If wounding, that it was to show my skill, if more for praise than purpose meant to kill. And out of question, so it is sometimes glory grows guilty in detested crimes, when for fame's sake, for praise and outward part, you bend to that, the working of the heart. As I for praise alone now seek to spill the poor dear's blood, my heart means no ill.
Do not cursed wives hold that self-sovereignty only for praise sake when they strive to be lords or their lords?
Only for praise, and praise we may afford to any lady that subdues a lord.
Here comes a member of the Commonwealth.
God dig you dead all, pray you, which is the head lady?
Thou shalt know her fellow by the rest that have no head.
Which is the greatest lady, the highest,
The thickest and the tallest.
the thickest and the tallest. It is so, truth is truth. And your waist, mistress, were as slender as my wit. One of these maid's girdles for your waist should be fit. Are you not the chief woman? You are the thickest here.
What's your will, sir? What's your will?
I have your letter from Monsieur de Baron to one Lady Rosaline.
My letter, he's a good friend of mine. For yea, you concur, break up this cape on.
I am bound to serve, but this letter is mistook. It importeth none here, it is writ to Jaquanetta.
We will hear it, I swear, break the neck of the wax, and everyone give ear.
By heaven, that thou art fair is most infallible. True that thou art beauteous, truth itself that thou art lovely. More fair than fair, beautiful than beauteous, truer than truth itself, have commiseration on my heroical vassal. The most illustriate and magnanimous King Cophetua set his eye on the pernicious and indubitate beggars in Elephant, and it is he that might rightly say, Bene vidi vici, which to anatomize the vulgar, O most base and obscure vulgar, vidilect. He came, saw, and overcame. He came one, saw two, overcame three. Who came? The king. Why did he come? To see. Why did he see? To overcome. Whom saw he? The beggar. What overcame he? The beggar. To whom came he? The beggar. The conclusion is victory. On whose side? The king's. The captive is enriched. On whose side? The beggar's. The catastrophe is a nuptial. On whose side? The king's. No, on both in one, or one in both. I am the king, for so standeth the comparison. Thou the beggar, for so witnesseth thy lowliness. Shall I entreat thy love? I could. Shall I enforce thy love? I may. Shall I entreat thy love? I will. What shalt thou exchange for rags? Robes. For tittles, titles. For thyself, me. Thus, expecting thy reply, I profaned my lips on thy foot, my eyes on thy picture, and my heart on thy every part. Thine in the dearest design of industry, Don Adriano de Armado.
What plume of feathers is he that indited this letter? What vein, what weathercock? Did you ever hear better?
I am much deceived, but I remember the style.
Else your memory is bad going o'er it ere a while.
This Armado is a Spaniard that keeps here in court a phantasm, a monarcho, and one who makes sport to the prince and his bookmates.
Fellow, a word. Who gave thee this letter?
I told you, my lord.
To whom shouldst thou give it?
From my lord to my lady.
From which lord? To which?
From Monsieur Baron, a good master of mine, to a lady in France he called Rosaline.
Thou hast mistook this letter. Come, maids, away. Here, sweet, put this up. Will be thine another day.
Who is the suitor? Who is the suitor?
Shall I teach you to know?
I, my continent of beauty.
Why, she that bears the bow. Finely put on.
My lady goes to kill horns, but if thou marry, hang me by the neck if horns that here miscarry. Finely put on.
Well then, I am the shooter.
And who is your dear?
If we choose by the horns, yourself come not near. Finely put on indeed.
You still wrangle with her, boy, but she strikes at the brow.
But she herself is hit lower. Have I hit her now?
Thou canst not hit it, my good man.
And I cannot, but another can.
A reverence more truly, and done in the testimony of a good conscience.
Ah, the dear was, as you know, sanguis in blood, ripe as the poem water, who now hangeth like a jewel in the ear of Kylo, the sky, the welkin, the heaven, and anon falleth like a crab on the face of Cara, the soil, the land, the earth.
Truly, good Master Alpinus, thy epithets are varied like a scholar in the least. But it was a buck of the first head.
Oh, Sir Nathaniel, how credo!
'Twas not an old brado, 'twas a pricking.
Most barbarous intimation, yet a kind of insinuation, as it were, in way of explication. Facere, as it were, replication, or rather ostentare, to show, as it were, his inclination after his undressed, unpolished, uneducated, unpruned, untrained, or rather unlettered, or rather as unconfirmed fashion to insert again my howled credo for deer.
I said the deer was not an old brado, 'twas a pricking.
By sad simplicity, biscoctus, oh, thou monster ignorance, how deformed dost thou look.
Never fed on the dainty paper. As it were, he had never drunk ink. His intellect is not replenished. He's only an animal, only sensible in the duller parts. But we should thank the forbearance that I have set before us, that men of taste and feeling, as we are, do fructify within ourselves more than he. For as it would be ill for me to be vain, indiscreet, or a fool, so would Patch on learning to see him in school. But omni bennies, say I, being of an old father's mind. Many may brook the weather that love not the wind.
You two are bookmen. Can you tell me by your wit what was a month old at Cain's birth that's not 5 weeks old as yet?
Dictina, good man dog. Dictina, good man dog.
What is dictima?
A title to Phoebe, to Luna, to the moon.
The moon was a month old when Adam was no more, and wrought not to 5 weeks when he came to 50. The illusion holds in the exchange.
Indeed, 'tis true. The collusion holds in the exchange.
God comfort thy capacity. I say the illusion holds in the exchange.
And I say the pollution holds in the exchange. For the moon is never but a month old. And besides that, I say 'twas a pricket the princess killed.
Sir Nathaniel, will you hear an extemporal epitaph on the death of the deer? And to humor the ignorant, call I the deer the princess killed a pricket?
Purgate, good Master Holferness, purgate. If it so should please you to abrogate scurrility.
I will something affect the letter, for it argues facility. The prateful princess pierced and pricked a pretty pleasing pricket. Some say a sore, but not a sore, till now made sore with shooting. The dogs did yell, put L to sore, and sorrel jumps from thicket. Or pricket sore, or else sorrel, the people fall a-hooting. If sore be sore, then L to sore makes 50 sores 1 sorrel. Of 1 sore, I and 100 make, by adding but 1 more L.
A rare talent indeed.
If talent be a claw, look how he claws in with a talent.
Oh, this is the gift I have, simple, simple. A foolish, extravagant spirit full of forms, figures, shapes, objects, ideas, emotions, revolutions. These are begot in the ventricle of memory, nourished in the womb of Piemonte, and delivered But the gift is good in those in whom it is acute, and I am thankful for it.
I praise God for you, sir, and so may my parishioners, for their sons are well tutored by you, and their daughters profit very greatly under you. You are
There they. If their sons be ingenuous, they shall want no instruction. If their daughters be capable, I will put it to them. Weird queen couple Victor. A soul feminine saluted us.
God give you good morrow, Master Parson.
Master Parson, quasi pairs one. And if one should be pierced, which is the one?
Marry, Master Schoolmaster, he that is likest to a hogshead.
Not piercing a hogshead, a good lustre of conceit in a turf of earth. Fire enough for a flint, pearl enough for a swine. Ah, 'tis pretty, it is well.
Good Master Parson, be so good as make me this letter. It was given me by Custard and sent me from Dun Armada. I beseech you, read it.
Under part, sir, what are the contents? Or as Horace says in his, my soul verses?
Aye, sir, and very learned.
Oh, let me hear a stab, a stanza, a verse. Lege, Domine.
How shall I swear to love if love make me forsworn? Ah, never faith could hold if not to beauty vowed. Though to myself forsworn, to thee I'll faithful prove. These thoughts to me were oaks, to thee like osiers bowed. Study his biased leaves, and make his book thine eyes, that contains all that art would comprehend. If knowledge be the mark, to know thee shall suffice. Well learned is that tongue that can thee commend. All ignorant is that soul that sees thee without wonder, which is to me some praise that I thy parts admire. Thy eye drops lightning, thy voice is dreadful thunder, which not to anger bent is music and sweet fire. Oh, love, pardon the wrong, that sings heaven's praises with such an earthly tongue.
Ahem, you find not the apostrophes and so miss the accent. Let me supervise the candidate. I hear only numbers ratified before the elegancy, facility, and golden cadence of poesy. Cara. Bilious Naso was the man. And why indeed Naso, but for the smelling out of the odoriferous flowers of fancy, the jerks of invention. Imitari is nothing, so doth the hound his master, the ape his keeper, the tired horse his rider. But, Demoiselle Virgin, was this directed to you? Ahem.
Aye, sir.
I will overglance the superscript. To the snow-white hand of the most beauteous Lady Rosaline. I will look again on the intellect of the letter for the nomination of the party writing to the person written unto. Your ladyship's in all desired employment, Baron. Sir Nathaniel, this Baron is one of the votaries with the king, and here he hath framed a letter to a sequent of the stranger queens, which accidentally, or by means of progression, hath miscarried. Trevi, go, my sweet, deliver this paper into the royal hand of the king, and may concern much. Stay not thy compliment, I forgive thy duty, adieu.
Good star, go with me.
Sir, God save your life. Hands with thee, my girl.
Sir, you've done this very religiously, in the fear of God, and as the Father saith.
Sir, tell me not of the Father, I do fear colorable colors. But, to return to the verses. They please you, Sir Nathaniel.
Marvelous well for the pen.
I do dine today with the parents of a certain pupil of mine, where if before a repast it should please you to gratify the table with a grace, I will, on the privilege I have with the parents of the foresaid child or pupil, undertake your benvenuto, where I shall prove these verses to be very unlearned, savoring neither of wit, poetry, nor invention. I beseech your society.
I thank you very much, sir. For society, as the text saith, is the happiness of life.
And certes, the text most infallibly concludes it. Sir, I do invite you to, you shall not say me nay, pump whereby. Away, the gentles are at their game, and we will to our recreation. The king, he is hunting the deer. I am coursing myself. They have pitched a toil, I am toiling in a pitch. Pitched it defiles. Defile, foul word. Well, sit thee down, sorrow, for so they say the fool said, and so say I. And I, the fool, well prove it. By the Lord, this love is as mad as Ajax. It kills sheep. It kills me, I a sheep. You know, I'll prove again on my side. I will not love. If I do hang me, and I will not. Oh, but her I. By this fight, but for her I would not love her. Yes, for her 2 eyes. Well, I do nothing in the world but lie and lie in my throat. I do love, and it hath taught me to rhyme and to be melancholy. And here is my rhyme, and here my melancholy. She hath one of my sonnets already. The clown bore it, the fool sent it, and the lady hath it. Sweet clown, sweeter fool, sweetest lady. By the will, I would not care a pin if the other 3 were in. Here comes one with the paper. God give him grace to grow.
So sweet a kiss the golden sun gives not. The fresh morning drops upon the roses thy eye beams. And their fresh rain of smoke, the night dew that on my cheeks down flows. Nor shines the silver moon one half so bright through the transparent bosom of the deep. As doth thy face through tears that mine give light, thou shinest in every tear that I do weep. No drop but as a coach doth bear to thee. So ridest thou triumphing in my woe. Do but behold the tears that swell in me, and they thy glory through my grief doth show. O Queen of queens, how far dost thou excel? No thought can think, no tongue of mortal tell. Or shall she know my griefs? I'll drop the paper. Sweet thief, shake folly. What? Who's he comes here? Longueville and reading? Listen here.
No, and I like this one more fool appear.
Ay me, I am forsworn.
He comes in like a perjurer wearing papers.
In love I hope, sweet fellowship and shame.
No one drunkard loves another of the name.
Am I the first to have been perjured so?
I could put thee in comfort, not by two I know. Thou makest the triumvirate, the corner cap of society, the shape of love's Tiber that hangs up simplicity.
I fear these stubborn lines lack power to move. Oh, sweet Maria, empress of my love. These numbers will I tear and write in prose.
Oh, rhymes are guards on wanton Cupid's hose. His figure not his shop.
This same shall go. Did not the heavenly rhetoric of thine eye, against whom the world cannot hold argument, persuade my heart to this false perjury? Vows for thee broke deserve not punishment. A woman I forswore. But I will prove, thou being a goddess, I forswore not thee. My vow was earthly, thou a heavenly love. Thy grace being gained cures all disgrace in me. Vows are but breath, and breath a vapor is. Then thou, fair sun, which on my earth dost shine. Exhalest this vapor vow, in thee it is. If broken then it is no fault of mine. If by me broke, what fool is not so wise to lose an oath to win a paradise?
This is the liver vein that makes flesh a deity, the green goose a goddess. Pure idolatry. God amend us, God amend. We are much out of the way.
By whom shall I send this? Company, stay.
All hit those infant flame, like a demigod and wretched fool secrets heed to your eye. More sacks to the mill. Heavens, I have my wish. Do main transform, 4 woodcocks in a dish.
Oh, most divine Kate!
Oh, most profane coxcomb.
By heaven, the wonder in a mortal eye!
By earth she's but corporal, there you
Her
lie.
amber hair for foul hath amber quoted,
An amber-colored raven was well noted.
as upright as the cedar,
Stoop, I say, her shoulder is with child.
fair as day.
As some days, but then no sun must shine.
Oh, that I had my wish!
And I had mine. Good Lord.
It's not bad.
I would forget her, but a fever she reigns in my blood and will remember thee.
Fever in your blood? Why then incision would let her out in saucers. Sweet misprision.
Once more read the odes I have writ.
Once more I'll mark how love can vary wit.
On a day, alack the day, love whose month is ever May, spite of... Spite of blossom passing fair, playing in the wanton air, through the velvet leaves the wind all unseen can fine, that the lover, sick to death, wished himself through heaven's breath. Ere, quoth he, thy cheeks may glow, ere that I might triumph so. But alack, my hand is sworn ne'er to pluck thee from thy thorn. Thou, alack, for youth unmeet, youth so apt to pluck sweet. Do not call it sin in me that I am forsworn to thee. Thou, for whom Jove would swear Juno but an Ethiop were, and deny himself for Jove, turning mortal for thy love. This will I said in something else more plain, to express my true love's fasting pain. Oh, that the King Barone and Longbow were lovers too. Ill, to example ill, would from my forehead wipe a perjured note, for none of them were all alike do dote.
Jermaine!
Thy love is far from charity, that in love's great desire society.
You may look pale, but I should blush, I know, to be overheard and taken napping so.
Come, sir. You blush? As is your case is such. You chided him, offending twice as much. You do not love Maria Longville? Did never sonnet for her sake compile? Nor never lay his weak arms athwart his loving breast to keep down his heart? I have been closely shrouded in this bush, and marked you both, and for you both did blush. I heard your guilty rhymes, observed your fashion, saw sighs reek from you, noted well your passion. Ay me, says one. Oh, Jove, the other cries. One, her hair was golden. Crystal, the other's eyes. You, for paradise, would break faith and troth. And Jove, for your love, would infringe an oath. What will Barone say when he shall hear faith so infringed with such zeal did swear? How he will scorn, how he will spend his bench, how he will cry and think and laugh at it. For all the wealth that ever I did see, I would not have him know so much by me.
Now step I forth with hypocrisy.
Ah!
Would my liege! I prithee pardon me. What grace hast thou, good heart, thus to reprove these words for loving that art most in love? Your eyes do me no coaches. In your tears no certain princess that appears. What a scene of foolery have I seen, sighs of groans, of sorrow and of teen. Oh, with what strict patience have I sat to see a king transformed to a gnat, to see great Hercules whipping a gig, profound Solomon to tune and jig, and Nestor play pushpin with the boys, and critic time and laugh at idle toys. Where lies thy grief? Tell me, good Dumaine. Gentle Longaville, where lies thy pain? And where my lieges? All about the breast. A coddle, oh!
Too bitter is thy jest. Are we thus betrayed to thy overview?
Not you betrayed by me, but I by you. I that am honest. I that hold it sin to break vow I am engaged in. I am betrayed by keeping company with moonlight men, men of inconstancy. When will you see me write a thing in rhyme, or groan for love, or spend a minute's time in pruning me? When will you hear that I will praise a hand, a foot, a face, an eye, a gait, a sting, a brow, a breast, a waist, a leg, a limb?
What's the matter of feet that gallop so?
I post for love. Good lover, let me go.
God bless the king.
What present hast thou there?
Some certain treason.
What makes treason here?
Nay, it makes nothing, sir.
There's mar nothing neither. You and the treason go and piece away together.
I beseech your grace, let this letter be read. Our parson misdoubted 'twas treason, he said.
Barone Readador, where hadst thou it?
Of the start.
Where hadst thou it?
Dialogue Romanio.
A toy, my liege, a toy. Your grace needs not fear it.
It did move him to passion, and therefore, let's hear it.
It is Barone's writing, and here is his name.
Poor son loggerhead, you were born to do me shame. Guilty, my lord. Guilty. I confess.
What?
That you three fools left me fool to make up the mess. He and you, in you, my liege, and I are pig purses in love, and we deserve to die. Dismiss this audience, and I shall tell you more.
Now the number is even.
True, we are 4. Will these turtles be gone?
Hence ours way.
Walk aside the true folk and let the traitors stay.
As true we are, as flesh and blood can be. Young blood doth not obey an old decree. We cannot cross the cause where we were born, for of all hands must we be forsworn.
What? Did these red lines show some love of thine?
Did they, quoth you? Who sees the heavenly Rosaline, like the rude and savage man of his day at the first opening of the gorgeous east, bows on his wassail head and struck and blind kisses the base ground with obedient breast? And what peremptory eagle-sighted eye dares look upon the heaven of her brow that is not blinded by her majesty?
What zeal, what fury hath inspired thee? My love, her mistress, is a gracious moon. She, an attendant, scarce seen her.
My eyes are then no eyes, nor I grown, but for my love day would turn to night. A withered hermit 50 winters worn, my cheek off 50 looking in her eye. Beauty doth varnish age, as if newborn, it gives the crutch the cradle's infancy. 'Tis the sun that maketh all things shine.
But what of this? Are we not all in love?
Nothing so sure, and thereby all forsworn.
Then let us leave this chat. And good Barone, now prove our love lawful, and our faith not torn.
I, Mary, there, some flower for this evil.
Some authority how to proceed, some tricks, some quillets, how to cheat the devil.
Some solve for perjury.
Consider what you first did swear unto. To fast, to study, and to see no woman. Flat treason against the kingly state of youth. Say, can you fast? Your stomachs are too young, and abstinence engenders maladies. And whether you about to study, lords, and that each of you have forsworn his book, can you still dream and pore and thereon look? For when would you, my lord, or you, have found the ground of study's excellence without the beauty of a woman's face? From women's eyes, this doctrine I derive. They are the grounds, the books, the academies, from whence have sprung the true Promethean fire. Now, for not looking on a woman's face, you have in that forsworn the use of eyes, and study too the causer of your vow. For where is any author in the world teaches such beauty as a woman's face? We have made a vow to study, lords, and in that vow we have forsworn our books. For when would you, my liege, or you, in leaden contemplation have found out such fiery, prompting numbers as the eyes of beauty's tutors have enriched you with? Other slow arts entirely keep the brain, and therefore finding barren practicers scarce show harvest of their heavy toil. But love, first learned in a lady's eyes, lives not alone immured in the brain, but with motion of all elements, courses, swift as thought in every power, and gives to every power a double power above their function and their opposites. It adds a precious seeing to the eye. A lover's eye can gaze an eagle blind. A lover's ear can hear the lowest sound. Love's tongue proves dainty Bacchus gross in taste. For valorous that love of Hercules, subtle as Sphinx, as sweet and musical as Apollo's lute strung with his hair. Then when love speaks, the voice of all the gods makes heaven drowsy with the harmony. From women's eyes, this doctrine I derive. They sparkle still the right Promethean fire. They are the books, the arts, the academies that show, contain, and nourish all the world, else none at all that not proves excellent. Then, fools, you worthies women to forswear. Let us once lose our oaths to find ourselves, or else we lose ourselves to keep our oaths.
Now, to plain dealing. Shall we resolve to woo these girls of France?
Aye, win them too. Therefore, let us devise some entertainment for them in their tents.
First from the park, let us conduct them thither.
Then homeward, every man
the afternoon we will, with some strange pastime, solace them, such as the shortness of time can shape.
For revels, dances, masks, and merry hours, forerun fair love, strewing her way with flowers.
Away, no time shall be omitted. There will be time and may by us be fitted.
Praise God for you, sir. Your reason at dinner had been sharp and sententious. Learned without opinion, witty without audacity, smart without hearsay. But I did speak this quantum day with the companion of the king, who was intitulated, nominated, or called Don Adriano de Armado.
Noi hominem tanquam te. His humor is lofty, his discourse peremptory, his tongue filed, his eye his gait majestical, and his general behavior varied, ridiculous, and thrasonical. Oh, he is too picked, too spruce, too affected, too odd, too pregnant, as it were, as I may call it.
A singular and choice epithet.
He He draws out the thread of his verbosity finer than the staple of his argument. I do abhor such fanatical phantasms, such insociable and point-devised companions.
Lausio. Beni intendo. When dici que invente?
Video et gaudeo.
Men of peace. Well in go.
Most military, sir. Salutation.
They invented a great feast of languages and stolen the scraps.
I have the law of the alms basket of words. I marvel thy master has not eaten thee for a word, for thou art not so long by the head as honorific equivalent to Digitized. Thou art swallowed in flapdragon. Peace.
The appeal begins.
Monsieur, are you not better?
Yes, yes. He teaches boys the horn book. What does it mean? Spelled backward with a horn on its head.
Ba, Maritia, with a horn added.
Bob, most silly sheep, you hear his learning?
Quiz, thou consonant.
35 vowels if you repeat them, or the fifth if I.
I shall repeat them. A, E,
The
I.
sheep, the last who concludes it. O-U.
Now by the salt wave of the Mediterranean, the sweet touch and quick venue of wit, snip snap, with rejoicing pleasure. True wit.
Offered by a child to an old man, which is withhold.
What is the figure? What is the figure?
Horns.
Thou disputest like an infant. Go with thy jig.
Artsman, preambulate. We will be singled from the barbers. Do you not educate youth at the church house on top of the mountain?
Door bonds the hill.
At your sweet pleasure for the mountain.
I too sans question.
Sir, it is the king's most sweet pleasure and affection to congratulate the princess at her pavilion in the posteriors of the day, which the rude multitude do call the afternoon.
The posterior of the day, most generous sir, is liable, measurable, and congruent for the afternoon. The word is well culled, chose, sweet and apt. I do assure you, sir, I do assure.
Sir, the king is a noble gentleman, and my familiar, I do assure you, very friend. For what is in word between us, let it pass. I do beseech thee, remember thy courtesy, I beseech thee, apparel thy head, and among other important and most serious designs, and of great import indeed too, let that pass. For I must tell thee, it will please his greatness, by the word, sometime, to lean upon my poor shoulder, and, with his royal finger, thus dally with my excrement, with my mustachio. But, sweetheart, let that pass. I recount no favor. Some certain special honors it can please it, his greatness to bestow to our mother, a soldier, a man of travel, that have seen the world. But, let that pass. The very all is, and sweetheart, I do implore secrecy, that he would have me present to the princess sweet joke, some delightful ostentation, or pageant, or show, or antic, or firework. Now, understanding that the, curate,
Do Nathaniel!
and your sweet self are good at such eruptions and sudden breaking out of mirth, as it were, I have appointed you all to the end to crave your assistance.
Sir, you shall present before her the 9 worthies. Sir, as concerning some entertainment of time, some show in the posterior of this day, to be rendered by our assistance, at the king's command, this most learned, gallant, and illustrate gentleman, before the princess, I say, none so fit as to present the 9 worthies.
But where will you find men worthy enough to portray them?
Ah, yours, Joshua, yourself, myself. Alexander, this gallant gentleman, Judas Maccabeus, this swain, because of his great limb or joint, shall pass Pompey the Great. The page Hercules.
Pardon, sir, he is not worthy enough for that. He's not quantity enough for that worthy stone. He's not so big as the end of his screw.
Shall have an audience. He shall play Hercules in minority. His enter and exit shall be the strangling of a snake, and I will have an apology for that purpose.
A most excellent device. Therefore, if any of the audience doth hiss, you may cry, "Well done, Hercules, thou crushest the snake." That is a way to make an offense gracious, though few have the grace to do it.
For the rest of the worthies.
Well, I shall play through myself.
Ah, thrice worthy gentlemen.
Shall I tell thee a thing?
We attend.
We shall have, if dispatch not, an antic. I do beseech thee, follow.
We are, good man, dog. You have spoken no word all this while,
Nor understood none neither, sir.
Allah, we will implore thee.
I will be one of the dancers, so, or I will play on the tabor to the worthies and let them dance the hay.
Most dull, honest dull, away.
Sweetheart, we shall be rich and we depart with bearings comes plentifully in. A lady walled about with diamonds that you and I have from the loving king.
Madam, came nothing else along with that?
Nothing but this. As much love in rhyme as would be crammed up in a sheet of paper. Written on the side of the margin and all that he was fain to seal on Cupid's name.
That was the way to make his godhead wax, for he hath been 5,000 years a boy.
And a shrewd, unhappy gallows, too.
You'll never be friends with him. He killed your sister.
You made her melancholy, sad, and heavy, and so she died. She'd been light like you. She might have been a grand ere she died, and so may you, for a light heart lives long.
What's your dark meaning, mouse, of this light word?
A light condition, and a beauty dark.
We need more light to find your meaning out.
You'll mar the light by taking it in snuff, therefore I'll darkly end the argument.
Look what you do. You do it still in the dark.
So do not you, for you are a light wench.
Indeed, I weigh not you, and therefore light.
You weigh not me. Oh, that's you care not for me.
Great reason, for past cure is still past care.
Well, bad we both, the set of wits well played. But Rosaline, you have a favor too. Who sent it? What is it?
I would you knew. And if my face were but as fair as yours, my favor were as great. Be witness this, nay? I have verses too, I thank Verone. The number's true, and for the numbering too, I were the fairest goddess on the ground. I am compared to 20,000 fairs. He hath drawn my picture in his letter.
Anything like.
Much in the letters, nothing in the praise.
Beauteous ink, a good conclusion.
But Catherine, what was sent to you from fair domain?
Madam, this glove.
He did not send you twain.
Yes, madam, and moreover, some 1,000 verses of a faithful lover. A huge translation of hypocrisy, vilely compiled, profound simplicity.
This and these pearls to me sent long ago. The letter's too long by half a mile.
And think no less. Does not thou wish in heart the chain were longer and the letter short?
Tired, with these hands might never part.
We are wise girls to mock our lovers so.
They are worse fools to purchase mocking so. That same Verone I'll torture ere I go. That I knew he were but in by the week. How I would make him fawn and beg and seek, and wait the season, and observe the times, and spend his prodigal wits in bootless rhymes, and shape his service wholly to my hests, and make him proud to make me proud that jests. So tyrant-like would I o'ersway his state, that he should be my fool, and I his fate.
None are so surely caught ne'er catched as wit turned fool. Folly in wisdom hatched hath wisdom's warrant and the help of school, and wit's own grace to grace unlearned fool.
The blood of youth burns not with such excess as gravity's revolt to wantonness.
Folly in fools bears not so strong a note as foolery in the wise when wit doth dote, since all the power thereof it doth apply to prove by wit worth in simplicity.
Here comes Boyer, and mirth is in his face.
Oh, I am stabbed with laughter. Where's Sir Grace?
Thy news, Boyer.
Prepare, madam, prepare. Arm, wenches, arm. Encounters mounted are against your peace. Love doth approach disguised. Armed in arguments you'll be surprised. Must your wits instead in your own defense, or hide your heads like cowards and fly hence?
Say Demas to say Cupid, what are they that charge your breath against us? Say, stout, say!
Under the cool shade of a sycamore tree, I thought to close mine eyes some half an hour, when lo, to interrupt my purposed rest, toward that shade I might behold addressed the king and his companions. Warily I stole into a neighbor thicket by and overheard what you shall overhear, that by and by disguised they will be here. Their herald is a pretty knavish page that hath by heart conned his embassage. Action and accent do they teach him there. Thus must thou speak, and thus thy body bear. And ever and anon they made it out that presence majestical would put him out. For, quoth the king, an angel shalt thou see. Yet fear not thou, but speak audaciously. The boy replied, an angel is not evil. I should have feared her had she been a devil. With that, all laughed and clapped him on the shoulder, making the bold wag by their praises bolder. One rubbed his elbow thus, and fleered and swore a better speech was ne'er spoke before. Another, with his finger and his thumb, cried, we will do it, come what will come. The third capered and cried, all goes well. The fourth turned on toe, and down he fell. And with that all did tumble on the ground, with such a zealous laughter, so profound, that ridiculous in this spleen appears, to check their folly, passion's solemn tears.
But what come they to visit us?
They do, and are apparelled thus. Like Muscovites or Russians, as I guess. Their purpose, to parley, to court and dance, and every one his several love suit will advance unto his mistress, which he'll know by favor several which he did bestow.
And will they so? The gallant shall be tasked, for we shall every one be masked, and not a man of them shall have the grace despite pursuit to see a lady's face. Hold, Rosaline. This favor thou shalt wear, and then the king will court thee for his dear. Hold, take thou this, and give me mine. He shall grow and take me for Rosaline. And change your favors too, so shall your loves move contrary to see by these removed.
And then where the favor's most in sight.
But in this changing, what is your intent? The effect of my intent is to cross theirs. They do it but in mocking merriment, and mock for mock is only my intent. Through several counsels they in bosom shout who loves mistook, and so be mocked us all upon the next occasion that we meet with visages displayed to talk and greet.
But will we dance, if they desire to it?
No, to the death we will not move a foot, nor to their penned speech render we no grace, while 'tis spoke each turn away her face.
Why, that contempt will kill the speaker's heart, and quite divorce his memory from his part.
Therefore I do it, and I make no doubt the rest will ne'er come in if he be put out. There's no such sport as sport by sport o'erthrown, to make theirs ours, and ours none but our own. So shall we stay, mocking intended game, until they, well mocked, depart away with shame.
The trumpet sounds, be masked, the maskers call. fresher than rich taffeta.
A holy parcel of the fairest dames that ever turned their backs to mortal views.
Their eyes, villain, their eyes.
That ever turned their eyes to mortal views. Vouchsafe, heavenly spirits, not to behold.
Once to behold, rogue.
Once to behold with your sunbeamed eyes. Your sunbeamed eyes.
They will not answer to that epithet. You'd best call it daughter-beamed eyes.
They do not mark me, and that brings me out.
Is this your perfectness? Be gone, rogue.
Would these strangers know their minds, boye, if they do speak our language? 'Tis our will that some plain man recount their purposes. Know what they would.
What would you with the princess?
Nothing but peace and gentle visitation.
What would they, say they?
Nothing but peace and gentle visitation.
Why, that they have, and bid them so be gone.
She says you have it and you may be gone.
Tell her we have measured many a mile to tread a measure with her on this grass.
They say they have measured many a mile to tread a measure with you on this grass.
It is not so. Ask them how many inches is in 1 mile. If they have measured many, the measure then of one is easily told.
If to come hither you have measured miles and many miles, the princess bids you tell how many inches doth fill up 1 mile.
Tell her. We measure them by our weary steps.
She hears herself.
How many weary steps of many weary miles you have o'ergone, unnumbered in the travel of 1 mile?
We number nothing that we spend for you. Our duty is so rich, so infinite, that we may do it still without account. Vouchsafe to show us the sunshine of your face, that we like savages may worship it.
My face is but a moon, and clouded too.
Blessed are clouds to do as such clouds do. Vouchsafe, bright moon, and these thy stars to shine. Those clouds removed upon our watery eyne.
Oh, vain petitioner, beg a greater matter. Thou now requestest but moonshine in the water.
Then in our measure do but vouchsafe us one change. Thou bidst me beg. This begging is not strange.
Play music then. Nay, you must do it soon. Not yet. No dance. Thus change I like the moon.
How come you be so strange?
You took the moon at full, but now she's changed.
And still she is the moon and I the man. The music plays, vouchsafe some motion to it.
Our ears vouchsafe it.
But your legs should do it.
Since you are strangers here, and come by chance, will not be nice. Take hands. We will not dance.
Why take we hands then?
Only to part friends. Curtsy, sweethearts, and so the measure ends.
More measure of this measure, be not nice.
We can afford no more at such a price.
Price you yourselves, what buys your company?
Your absence only.
That can never be.
Then cannot we be bought? And so adieu, twice to your visor and half once to you.
If you deny to dance, let's hold more chat.
In private then.
I am best pleased with that.
White-handed mistress, one sweet word with thee.
Honey and milk and sugar. There's 3.
Nay, 2 trays, and if you grow so nice, metheglin, wort, and malmsey will run dice. There's half a dozen sweets.
7 sweet. Jason, you can call it, I'll play more with you. Let it not be sweet.
Thou grievest my gall,
Gall, bitter.
therefore meat.
Will you vouchsafe with me to change a bird?
Name it.
fair lady.
Say you so, fair lord. Take that for your fair lady.
Please it you, as much in private, and I'll do it to you. What, was your wizard made without a tongue?
I know the reason, lady, why you ask.
Oh, for your reason, quickly, sir, I long.
You have a double tongue within your mask, and would afford my speechless wizard help.
Veal, quoth the Dutchman. Is not veal a calf?
A calf, fair lady?
No, fair lord, calf.
Let's part the word.
No, I'll not be your half. Take all and mean it, it may prove an ox.
Look how you depict yourself with such sharp marks. Will you give horse chase, lady? Do not so.
Then die a calf before your horns do grow.
One word in private with you, ere I die.
Lead softly then. The butcher hears you cry.
The tongues of mocking wenches are as keen as the razor's edge invisible, parting a smaller hair than may be seen above the sense of sense. So sensible seemeth their conference. Their conceits have wings, fleeter than arrows, bullets, wind, thought, swifter things.
Not one word more, my maids. Break off, break off.
Oh heavens, all dry beaten with pure scoff.
Farewell, mad vengeance. You have simple bits.
20, I choose my frozen muscovit. Is this the breed of wit so wondered at?
Taper as they are, with your sweet breaths puffed out.
Well-liking wits they have. Gross, gross, fat, fat. Oh, poverty in wit, kingly poor flout.
Will they not, think you, hang themselves tonight, or e'er but in misery show their faces? This pert roan was out of countenance quite.
Oh, they were all in lamentable cases. The king was weeping right for a good word.
Dumaine was at my service, and his sword. No point, quoth I, my servant straight was mute.
Lord Longueville said I came o'er his heart, and shroud you what he called me?
Qualm, perhaps, good faith. Go sickness as thou art. Well, better wits have worn plain statute caps. But will you hear? The king is my love sworn, and quick Rome hath plighted faith to me.
And Longueville was for my service born.
Dumaine is mine as sure as bark on tree.
Madame and pretty mistresses, give ear. Immediately they will again be here in their own shapes, for it can never be they will digest this harsh indignity.
Will they return?
They will, God knows, and leap for joy though they are lame with blows. Therefore, change favors, and when they repair, blow like sweet roses in the summer air.
How blow, how blow? Speak to be understood.
Ladies masked are roses in their bud. Dismasked, their damask sweet commixture shown are angels veiling clouds or roses blown.
What perplexity? What shall we do if they return in their own shapes to woo?
Good madam, if by me you'll be advised, let's mock them still, as well known as disguised. Let us complain to them what fools were here, disguised like Muscovites in shapeless gear, and wonder what they were and to what end their shallow shows and prologue vilely penned, and their rough carriage so ridiculous should be presented at our tent to us.
Madame, repair, the gallants are at hand.
Fair sir, God save you. Where's the princess?
Gone to her tent. Please it your majesty to command me any service to her thither.
That she vouchsafe me audience for one word.
I will, my lord, and so will she. I know it.
This fellow pecks up wit as pigeons feast, and others at a gabble and God doth please. He is wit's peddler, and retails his wares at wakes and wassels, meetings, markets, fairs. This gallant pins the wenches on his sleeve, and he been Adam, he had tempted Eve, and consciences that will not die in debt, pay him the dues of honey-tongued boy yet.
A blister on his sweet tongue with my heart, that put our motto's page out of his part.
See where it comes. Behavior, what wert thou? Till this madman showed thee Queen, what about now?
All hail, sweet princess, and fair time of day.
All hail and fair is foul, as I can see.
Construe my speech is better, if you may.
Then wish me better. I will give you leave.
We've come to visit you, and purpose now to lead you to our court. Vouchsafe it then.
Nay, this field shall hold me, and so held your vow. Nor God nor I delight in perjured men.
Rebuke me not for that which you provoke. The virtue of your eye must break my oath.
You nickname virtue vice you should have spoke, for virtue's office never breaks men's troth. Now by my maiden honor, yet as pure as the unsullied lily, I protest. A world of torments though I should endure, I would not yield to be your house's guest. So much I hate a breaking cause to be of heavenly oaths, vowed with integrity.
Oh, but you have lived in desolation here, unseen, unvisited, much to our shame.
Not so, my lord, it is not so, I swear. We have had pastime here and pleasant games. A mess of Russians left us but of late.
How, madam? Russians?
Aye, in truth, my lord, trim gallants full of courtship and state.
Madam, speak true. My lord, it is not so. My lady, to the manner of the days, in courtesy gives undeserving praise. We four indeed confronted were with foreign Russian habit. Here they stayed an hour and talked apace, and in that hour, my lord, they did not bless us with one happy word. I dare not call them fools, but this I think, when they are thirsty, fools would fain have drink.
This jest is dry to me. Fair, gentle, sweet, your wit makes wise things foolish. When we first greet with eyes best seeing, heaven's fiery eye, by light we lose light. Your capacity is of that nature that to your huge store, wise things seem foolish, and rich things but poor.
This proves you wise and rich, for in my eye,
I'm a fool and full of poverty.
but that you take what doth to you belong. It were a fault to snatch words from my tongue.
I am yours and all that I possess.
All the fool mine?
I cannot give you less.
Which of the vizards was it that you wore?
Where, when, buggers, or why demand you this?
There then, that vizard, that superfluous case, that hid the worse and showed the better face.
We are described, so mock us now downright.
Let us confess it and turn it to a jest.
Amazed, my lord, why look your highness sad?
Hold his brows, he'll swoon. Why look you pale? Seasick, I think, coming from Muscovy.
Thus pour the stars down plagues for perjury. Many face of brass hold longer out. Here stand I, lady, dart thy skill at me. Bruise me with scorn, confound me with a flout. Thrust thy sharp wit quite through my ignorance. Cut me to pieces with thy keen conceit. And I will wish thee nevermore to dance, nor nevermore in Russian habit wait. Taffeta phrases, silken terms precise, three-piled hyperboles, spruce affectation, figures pedantical. These summer flies have blown me full of maggot ostentation. I do forswear them, and I here protest by this white glove, how white the hand God knows. Henceforth my wooing mind shall be expressed in russet gaze and honest courtesy nose. And to begin, so God help me law, my love to thee is sound, sans crack or flaw.
Sans, I pray you.
Yet I have a trick of the old rage. Bear with me, I'm sick, I'll leave it by degrees. Soft, let us see. Right, Lord, have mercy on us, on those three. They are infected, in their heart it lies. They have the plague and caught it of your eyes. These lords are visited, you are not free, for on you the Lord's tokens do I see.
Nay, they are free that gave these tokens to us.
Our states are forfeit, seek not to undo us.
It is not so. No, for how can this be true, that you stand forfeit, being those that sue?
Peace, for I will not have to do with you.
Nor shall not, if I do as I intend.
Speak for yourselves, my wit is at an end.
Sweet madam, teach us for our rude transgression some fair excuse.
The fairest is confession. Were not you here, but even now, disguised?
Madam, I was.
And were you well advised?
I was. Dear madam,
When you then were here, what did you whisper in your lady's ear?
that more than all the world I did respect her.
When she shall challenge this, you will reject it.
Upon mine honor, no.
Peace, peace, forbear your oath. Once broke, you force not to forswear.
Despise me when I break this oath of mine.
I will, and therefore keep it. Rosaline, what did the Russian whisper in your ear?
Madam, he swore that he did hold me dear as precious eyesight, and did value me above this world, adding thereto moreover, that he would wed me, or else die my lover.
God give thee joy of him. The noble lord most honorably doth unhold his word.
What mean you, madam? By my life, my troth, I never swore this lady such an oath.
By heaven you did, and to confirm it plain, you gave me this. But take it, sir, again.
My faith and this, the princess I did give. I knew her by this jewel upon her sleeve.
Pardon me, sir, this jewel did she wear? And Lord Barone, I thank him is my dear. What?
Neither of you do I remit both twain. I've seen a trick on it. Here was a consent, knowing aforehand of our merriment, to dash it like a Christmas comedy. Some fairy tale, some these men, some slight zane, some mumble news, some trencher night, some dick that smiles his cheeking ears and knows the trick to make my lady laugh when she's disposed, told our intents before, which once disclosed the ladies did change favors, and then we, following the sign, we bun the sign of she. Now, to our perjury to add more terror, we are forsworn again, in will and error. Much to it is this, and might not you forestall our sport to make us thus untrue? You put our page out, go, you are allowed to die when you will, a smock shall be your shroud. You leer upon me, do you? There's an eye was like a leaden sword.
Full merrily hath this brave managed this career been run.
Lo, he is tilting straight. Peace, I am done. A welcome pure wit, thou carst to bear fray.
O lords, sirs, they would know whether these three worthies shall come in or no.
What, are there but three?
No, sir, but it is verified for every 1% 3.
And 3 times 10 is 9.
Not so, sir. Under correction, sir, I hope it is not so. No, sir, you cannot beg us, sir. I can assure you, sir, we know what we know. I hope, sir, 3 times thrice, sir.
Is not 9?
Under correction, sir. We know where Attila doth amount.
By Jove, I always took 3 threes for 9.
Oh, Lord, sir, it were a pity you were to get your living by reckoning.
How much is it?
Oh, Lord, sir, the parties themselves, sir, the actors, sir, will show where Attila doth amount. As for myself, I have, as they say, but to perfect one man and one poor man, Pompey the Great, sir.
Art thou one of the worthies?
It pleased them to think me worthy of Pompey the Great. As for myself, I know not the degree of the worthy, but I am to stand for him.
Go. Bid them prepare.
We will turn it finally off, sir. We will take some care.
Barone, they will shame us. Let them not approach.
We are shame-proof, my lord, and 'tis some policy to have one show worse than the king's and his company.
I say they shall not come.
Nay, my good lord, let me o'errule you now. That sport best pleases it that least know how. Where zeal strives to content, in the content dies in the zeal of that which it presents. Though form confounded makes most form in mirth, when great things laboring perish in their birth.
A right description of our sport, my lord.
Anointed. I implore so much expense of thy sweet royal breath as will utter a brace of words.
Does this man serve God?
Well, I ask you.
He speaks not like a man of God's making.
That is our one, my fair sweet only mother. For I protest, the schoolmaster is exceeding fantastical. Too vain. Too vain. But we will put it as they say, tu fortuna de la guerra. I wish you peace of mind, Mr. Royal Couple.
This is like to be a good presence before these. He presents Hector of Troy, the swain Pompeian the Great, the parish curate, Alexander, our modest page, Hercules, the pedant, Judas Maccabeus, and if these four worthies in their first show thrive, these four will change habits and present the other five.
Setting sail, here she comes to me.
I, Pompeian.
You lie. You are not he.
I, Pompeian.
The leopard's head on me. But well said, old mocker. I must needs be friends with thee.
I, Pompeian. Pompey surnamed the Big.
The Great? It is great, sir.
Pompey surnamed the Great, that oft in field with targe and shield did make my foe to sweat. And traveling along this coast, I here am come by chance to lay my arms before the legs of this sweet lass of France. And your ladyship would say, thanks, Pompey, I'm done.
Great thanks, great Pompey.
Oh, 'tis not so much worth, but I hope I was perfect. I made a little fault of grace.
My hat to a halfpenny. Pompey proves the best worthy.
When in the world I lived, I was the world's commander. By east, west, north, and south, I spread my conquering might. My scutcheon plain declares me Alexander.
Your nose says no, you are not he, for it stands to a right.
Your nose smells no in this most tender smelling night.
The conqueror is dismayed. Proceed, good Alexander.
When in the world I lived, I was the world's commander.
Most true, 'tis right, so you were, Alexander.
Pompey the Great,
Your servant and the star.
take away the conqueror. Take away Alexander.
Oh, sir, you have overthrown Alexander the Conqueror. You will be scraped out of the painted cloth for this. Your lion with his poleaxe on his closed stool will be given to Ajax. He will be the ninth worthy, a conqueror, and afeard to speak. Run away for shame, Alexander. There, and please you, a foolish, mild man, an honest man look you, and soon dashed. He's a marvelous good neighbor, in faith, and a very good bowler. But for Alexander, well, you see how it is. A little more parted. But there are words coming will speak their mind in some other piece.
Stand aside, good Pompey.
Great Hercules is presented by this imp whose club killed Cerberus, that three-headed colossus, and when he was a child, a babe, a shrimp, thus did he strangle serpents. Manus, quodiam we see within minority, ere Ergo, I come with this apology. Keep some state in thy exit and vanish. Judas I am.
A Judas!
Oh, not Iscariot, sir. Judas I am, the clipped Maccabeus.
Well, Judas Maccabeus clipped is plain Judas.
A kissing traitor! How art thou proved, Judas?
Judas I am.
More shame for you, Judas.
What mean you, sir?
To make Judas hang himself.
Oh, begin, sir, you are my elder.
Well followed. Judas was hanged on an elder.
I will not be put out of countenance.
Because thou hast no face!
What's this?
A sitter.
Jack's face in a ring.
Her face on an old Roman coin, scarce seen.
The pommel of Caesar's falchion.
The cardboard face on a flask.
St. George's half cheek in a brook.
Iron broken leg.
I am the cap of a tooth drawer. Well, go forward, for we have put thee in countenance.
You have put me out of countenance.
False, we've given thee faces.
But you have outfaced them all.
And thou would lie, and we would do so.
But as he is an ass, let him go. And therefore, adieu, sweet Jude. Nay, why do you stay?
Oh, for the latter end of his name.
For the ass to the Jude, I'll give it him.
Jude ass, away.
This is not generous, not gentle, not humble.
A light for Monsieur Judas. It grows dark. He may stumble.
Alas, poor Maccabeus, how he hath been baited.
I had Achilles, here comes Hector and all.
Then my box come home by now be married.
Hector would put a Troyan in respect of this.
What is this Hector?
I think or calf, sir.
Nay, he is best endued in these small.
This cannot be Hector.
No, he's a god or painter.
The army potent Mars of Lances the Almighty gave Hector a gift. A gift, not made.
A lemon.
Stuck with cloves.
No, clothing.
Peace. The army potent Mars of Lances the Almighty gave Hector a gift. The Aerovirian. A man so brave that he would fight, yea, from morn to night, out of his pavilion. I am that flower, that meat, that Columbine. Sweet Lord Longedale, reign thy tongue.
I must rather give it the rein, for it runs against Hector.
Aye, and Hector was a greyhound.
The sweet war man is dead and rotten. Sweet chucks, beat not the bone to the belly. For when he breathed, he was a man. But I will forward with my device. Sweet Majesty, bestow on me this sense of hearing.
Speak, brave Hector, we are much delighted.
I do adore thy grace's slipper.
Loves her by the foot.
He may not by the yard.
This Hector
The
far
party is
surmounted-
gone, fellow Hector. She is gone. She is 2 months on her way.
What meanest thou?
Faith, unless you play the honest Troyan, the poor wench will be cast away. She's quick. The child drags in her belly already. 'Tis yours.
Dost thou infaminize me among potentates? Thou shalt die.
Then how have you protected? Stand by him.
The spare coffee!
Coffee.
Greater than great, 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 great coffee. Coffee the huge.
Catch your travels!
More at it, stir them on, stir them on.
Don't challenge him!
If no man's blood in his belly, then we'll stuff a flea.
By the North Pole, I do challenge thee.
I'll not fight with a pole like a northern man. I'll do it by the sword. I'll slash. I pray you, let me borrow my arms again.
Room for the incensed worthies.
I'll do it in my shirt.
Master, let me take you a buttonhole lower. Do you not see confidence unusing for the combat? What mean you? You will lose your reputations.
Soldiers and gentlemen, will not combat emotion.
You may not deny it. Pompey hath made the challenge.
Sweet bloods, I both may and will.
What reason have you for it?
The naked truth of it is, I have no shirt. I go forward for penance.
'Tis true. It was enjoined him in Rome for want of linen. And since then, he wears naught but a dishclout of jaquanettas. And that he wears next to his heart for a favor.
That's it, madam.
Welcome, Mercadé, but that interrupts our merriment.
I am sorry, madam, for the news I bear weighs heavy in my tongue. The king, your father,
Dead. For my life.
even so much ill is told.
Worthies away, the scene begins to cloud.
How fares your majesty?
Why they prepare, I will wait tonight.
Not so, madam, I do beseech you, stay.
Prepare, I say.
I thank you, gracious lords, for all your fair endeavors and entreat out of a new stand, so that you vouchsafe to excuse or hide the liberal opposition of our spirits. If over boldly we have borne ourselves in the converse of breath, your gentleness was guilty of it. Farewell, worthy lord. A heavy heart does not come with tongue. Excuse me so, coming too short of thanks for my great speech so easily obtained.
The extreme parts of time extremely form all causes to the purpose of his speed. That his very least decides, that which long process could not arbitrate. And though the morning brow of progeny forbid the smiling courtesy of love, that holy sooth which fain it would convince, yet since love's argument was first on foot, let not the cloud of sorrow justle it from what it purposed. Since to lose friends but newly found is by not so much wholesome profitable as to rejoice in friends.
I understand you not. My griefs are double.
Honest, plain words best pierce the ear of grief, and by these badges understand the king. For your fair sakes have we neglected time, played foul play with our owns. Your beauties, ladies, have much deformed us, fashioning our humors even to the opposed end of our intents. Our love being yours, the air that love makes is likewise yours. We are to ourselves false, if once to be false, if ever to be true to those that make us both. And ladies, you. And that falsehood, in itself a sin, thus purifies itself and turns to grace.
We have received your letters full of love, your favors, the ambassadors of love, and in our maiden council rated them at courtship, pleasant jest and courtesy, as bombast and as lining to the time. But more devout than this in our respects have we not been, and therefore met your loves in their own fashion, like a merriment.
Our letters, madam, showed much more than jest.
So did our looks.
We did not quote them so.
Now, at the very latest minute of the hour, grant us your loves.
The time methinks too short to make a world without embargaining. No, your grace is perjured much, full of dear guiltiness, and therefore this. If for my love, as there is no such cause, you will do aught, this you will do for me. Your oath I will not trust, but go with speed to some forlorn and naked hermitage remote from all the pleasures of the world. There stay until the 12 celestial signs have brought about the annual reckoning. If this austere, insociable life change not your often maiden heat of blood, if frosts and fast, hard lodgings and thin meats nip not the gaudy blossoms of your love, but that it bear this trial and last love, then, at the expiration of the year, come challenge me. Challenge me by these deserts, and by this virgin palm now kissing thine, I will be thine. Until that instant shut my woeful self up in a mournful house, raining the tears of lamentation for the remembrance of my father's death. If this thou do deny, that our heads part, neither is better than the other part.
If this or more than this I would deny, to flatter up these powers of mine with rest. The sudden hand of death close up mine eye, hence ever then my heart is in thy breast.
And what to me, my love, but what to me? A wife?
A beard, fair health, and honesty. With threefold love, I wish you all these three.
Well, shall I say thank you, gentle wife?
Not so, my lord. A 12-month and a day. I'll mark no words that smooth-faced wooers say. Come when the king doth to my lady come. Then if I have much love, I'll give you some.
I'll serve thee true and faithfully till then.
Yet swear not, lest ye be forsworn.
What says Mariah?
At the 12 months' end, I'll change my black gown for a faithful friend.
I'll stay with patience, but the time is long.
The like are you, few taller or so young.
Mistress, look upon me. Behold the window of my heart, mine eye, and humble suit attends thy answer there. Impose some service on me for thy love.
Oft have I heard of you, my lord Baron, before I saw you, and the world's large tongue proclaims you for a man replete with mocks, full of comparisons and wounding flouts, which you on all estates will execute that lie within the mercy of your wit. To weed this wormwood from your fruitful brain, and therewithal to win me, if you please, without the which I am not to be won. You shall this 12-month term from day to day visit the speechless sick, and still converse with groaning wretches. And your task shall be, with all the fierce endeavor of your wit, to enforce the pained impotent to smile.
Move wild laughter in the throat of death? It cannot be, it is impossible. Mirth cannot move soul in agony.
Why, that's the way to choke a jibing spirit, whose influence is begot of that loose grace which shallow laughing hearers give to fools. A jest's prosperity lies in the ear of him that hears it, never in the tongue of him that makes it. Then, if sickly ears, deaf with the clamors of their own dear groans, will hear your idle scorn, continue then, and I will have you, and that fault withal. But if they will not, throw away that spirit, and I shall find you empty of that fault, right joyful of your reformation.
12 months. Well, befall what will befall, I'll just the 12 month in hospital.
Aye, sweet my lord, and so I take your leave.
Not so, dear lady. We will bring you on your way.
Our wooing doth not end like an old play. Jack hath not Jill. These ladies' courtesy might well have made our sport a comedy.
Come, sir. It wants 12 months and a day, and then 'twill end.
That's too long for a play.
Sweet Majesty, vouchsafe me
Was
one.
not that Hector, the worthy knight of Troy?
I will kiss thy royal finger and take my leave. I am a votary. I have vowed to Jacquelinetta to hold the plough of our sweet love 3 years. The words of Mercury are harsh after the songs of Apollo. You that way, we this way.